Hey guys, it's me Harsh and welcome back to my channel Baking Vibes. So previous year I showed you how to make a veg lasagna and I really wanted to show you how to make a chicken one too. So in today's video I will be showing you how to make a perfect chicken lasagna in my way. I hope you will like it. Without any further ado, let's get started. You will require the following ingredients for the lasagna. For the bechamel sauce, you will require half cup of butter, 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of whole milk. You will also require some fresh cream, which is totally optional, 1 medium-sized onion diced, 1 medium-sized green capsicum diced, and 1 green zucchini that is also diced, along with 6 tomatoes. I have pureed them, and you can also use ready-made tomato puree, along with a few spices, that is salt and pepper to taste, pizza seasoning 2 teaspoons, 1.5 teaspoons of chilli flakes, 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder, and 2 teaspoons of oregano. Along with that, you will also require half kg of boneless chicken. I am using chicken breasts. You can also use whole chicken breasts. Apart from that, you will also require water and oil for cooking. I will also use lasagna sheets, which I have already pre-boiled, and by pre-boiled I mean they are al dente, a little bit less than al dente. So the first step for making a chicken lasagna is to cook our chicken. So I will be sauteing them. So for that, heat a pan on medium flame and then add some oil. I am using olive oil. If you want, you can also use any kind of neutral oil like sunflower oil or vegetable oil. Even canola oil works. But please don't use groundnut or mustard seed oil, because that will just make the whole chicken taste like groundnut or mustard seeds. So once your oil is heated up, now we will add in our chicken pieces. If you are using the breast which has already been cut up like I am using, just drop in the pieces one by one in a single layer on the pan. If you are using whole chicken breast, then just place the chicken pieces again in one single layer. Please do not overlap them. Now I haven't seasoned my chicken at all, but if you want, then you can also add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper to the chicken before adding it to the pan. Once you have placed all your chicken pieces, now we will cover it with the lid and let it cook for about 2 to 4 minutes on each side, or unless the chicken becomes white in color, or if you insert a toothpick or a knife, it will go in very easily and give you not any hard times. So now we have to shred our chicken. So what I like to use for shredding my chicken is 2 forks, but if you don't want to use forks or you just want to use your hands, you can do it like that. What you just need to do is peel off the chicken pieces like that. Now I like to place my fork inside the chicken to hold it in place and use my second fork to shred the chicken like this. Now if you're using the whole chicken breast, the process will remain the same, and if you're using the small chicken pieces like I am, then the process is still the same. Once you have shredded your chicken, just keep it aside until we require it for the further process. Once we have cooked our chicken and then shredded it, now it is time to make the chicken sauce or the meat sauce or the red sauce. So for that, in a pan, heat some olive oil. You can always use any neutral oil. And once it is properly heated up, first we will add in our chopped onions. If you want, you can also add a few garlics at this time. And now we will saute it until it becomes a little translucent or it gets a little bit cooked. After about 2 minutes of cooking the onions, now we will add in our green capsicum. Now give it a quick stir so that everything is well mixed into the pan and gets heated evenly. And now we will again cook our capsicums with the onions for an additional of I think 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and the best way to do it is by putting a lid on top. After a few minutes, now we will remove the lid and then add in our zucchini. Now if you're using any other kind of zucchini, you can also add that right now. And then once you have added all of your zucchini in, we will again stir it. Now, to make our vegetables cook faster, we will add some salt. Don't add too much, just add a little bit so that the vegetables release some moisture and water and then they get cooked very easily. Now again, after we stir it properly and mix everything well, we will cover it with a lid and then let it sit in the pan for about 2 to 5 minutes or until everything is nice and well cooked. So it's been a few minutes since the vegetables were cooking, and now as you can see they have lightly golden brown in color, which means they've cooked perfectly. Now we will add in our tomato puree. If you were to use any type of ready-made tomato puree, you can also add it right now, or if you're using tomato puree made from blanched tomatoes, that works fine as well. Just remember that to adjust your salt properly because some of the pre-made tomato purees already have a little bit of salt in them. Now we will stir everything properly until everything is nice and well combined. Once everything is nice and well combined, now we will start adding our salt, pepper and other spices. So first we will add in our salt, followed by the black pepper powder, then the red chili flakes, oregano, the garlic powder, and finally we will add in our Italian or pizza seasoning. After that, mix everything well once again. After you have mixed everything well, now we will cover it with a lid and let it cook for about 5 minutes or until most of the water is evaporated. Not all of it, just most of it. So it's been a few minutes and now we will check how is our sauce. Wonderful, it just looks wonderful and perfect. Let's give it a stir and see how much water is evaporated. Yes, that's right, not a lot of it. So now we will just turn off the flame and then set it aside until we need it for any further use. Now we will start making our bechamel sauce or the white sauce. For that, in a saucepan, add some butter and melt it. Once the butter is completely melted, we will reduce the flame a little bit and then add in our all-purpose flour to it. And once we add the all-purpose flour, we have to quickly whisk it using a whisk until everything is properly combined. This is called a roux. And once everything is nice and well mixed, we will let it cook for about 2 minutes or so, or until the raw smell of the flour is completely gone. Once the raw smell of the flour is completely gone, now we will start adding our milk. Remember that whenever you will add your milk to this roux, it will quickly start thickening at a very fast rate. So the main thing to remember here is while you are adding the milk, you have to whisk constantly and then keep adding your milk in slow additions so that there are no lumps formed and it's not difficult to remove it. After we have added all of our milk, now we will season the sauce with salt and pepper as per taste. Now we will quickly whisk it so that everything is nice and well combined. After we have mixed in the salt, pepper into our bechamel sauce, we will let it cook for about 1 minute or so or until the sauce starts to thicken a little bit. After the sauce starts to thicken, turn off the flame and then add in your fresh cream. I am adding about 2 to 3 tablespoons of it and then we will whisk it. It is important to turn your flame off while adding the cream and then mixing it. Once the cream is perfectly mixed in with the sauce, now you can remove the sauce from the heat completely and then it is ready to be used. Now we will start layering a lasagna into a casserole. So first add a few lasagna sheets. Into my casserole I can fit 3 at a time, and then on top of that add some of the red sauce that we prepared earlier and then spread it around. On top of that we will add our shredded chicken. Now don't worry about adding a little less of the chicken, because as much as chicken is there in this lasagna, it will taste even more better. So keep on adding that chicken. After you have added the chicken, now it is time to add some of the bechamel sauce. I like to spoon a little bit on top of the chicken, and then I don't worry about spreading it too much, but if you want then you can also spread it using the same spoon. After the bechamel sauce, it is time for my favorite thing, the cheese. What I'm using here is some processed cheese, and if you don't want to use processed cheese then you can also use Parmesan cheese or cheddar cheese if you want. On top of that I am adding more mozzarella cheese. Now please don't skimp on mozzarella cheese, it is very important in this lasagna because that will give you that beautiful cheese pull, and also it will just taste even better. After the cheese, now we can start repeating ourselves and make the layers on top of each other once again. After you have added the last set of lasagna sheets, add a little bit of the remaining red sauce. Just remember to reserve a little bit to be added on top because it will give a lasagna a very nice look. So add most of it right now and then spread it around. Once you have added your red sauce, now it is time to add the bechamel sauce. I like to add a lot of the bechamel sauce on top and then just spread it around a little bit using my spoon. After you have spread all of your bechamel sauce, now it is time to add the reserved red sauce that we kept earlier. Just sprinkle it here and there on top of the bechamel sauce so that there is a nice pop of color of red between all of the white. And now the final layer is of mozzarella cheese. I like to add a lot of mozzarella cheese on top because when it melts, it creates a nice gooey cheesy top, and if you golden brown it a little bit then it will taste even better. So I just like to add a lot of mozzarella cheese on top. So once you are satisfied with the amount of cheese, we will bake it at 190 degrees Celsius to 200 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes or until the cheese caramelizes on top. And that was my recipe for the chicken lasagna. I hope you liked it, and if you did then don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you guys soon. Until then, keep baking and stay happy.